Om Swastiastu. Thank you for the lecture. Esma speaking Ibu Timura Agung Jaya Mardika, SPD, MPD. So for in this opportunity in our group, we will review about article. The title is Camera Roll Action Non Specialist and the Free English Learner Perception of Using Video Production in Learning English. Next slide, please. And for our group member, there is me. My name is Kadek Ariani, and the second one there is me Kadek Lindayanti, and the third one there is me Putu Raspayanti, and the fourth one there is me Kadek Sriadiningsih, and the last one there is me Luh Nunik Mardianti. Next slide, please. So in this part, we will discuss there is third point. For the first one, there is introduction, and the second one there is methodology, and the last one there is the result and discussion. Next slide, please. Okay, for the first presenter, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you the time given to me. My name is Linda as presenter first. Background of the study. Lack of motivation is one of the many problems faced by English teacher teaching non-specialized second language learners who take English as a compulsory course to take part in other subjects, such as education or medicine. One other major factor and contribute to the low level of the student motivation is the tension, repetitive and grammar-oriented learning process of English. Why did the author conduct the study? The writer conducted this research so that the writer knew why the students were worried with reading English, and also the cause of the student lack of motivation is reading English, that so that the writer could give an idea of what the teacher should do to increase the student motivation is introduction. The next, why did the author write the article? The author gave message to students so they don't get bored with reading. The author made it his research to that the author gave a message to students so that why they wouldn't get bored with reading English, and also what teachers should do to increase student motivation and intuition, how to deal with things like this in the future. The next. Okay, I want to like what are the research questions. From this research, we can know the question is how do we increase reading motivation and reading ability by watching video basic, so that I interest learning interpretation and just watching does not get boring and makes the reading process more interesting, so that students are interested as for example of this research, namely where students the video and carry all full out activities basic on the video they had seen. The next, what are the importances of the study? Some are the present article report the result of the implementation of video production, teaching in general English course for non-specialist learner. More specifically, this article and the describe one non-specialist language learner perception of the impact of video production on their English learning. Number two, non-special language learners' perception of the effect of video production on their motivation to learn English in the future. And the last, non-specialist language learning perception of the implementation of video production in itself. Okay, the next material continued by my friend. Rasta, time is yours. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the time that given to me. My name is Putu Raspayanti as the second person. I will continue the presentation about methodology. What type of research? Type of research. This research is included in mixed research method. It is mentioned as a mixed type of research because in this article, the researchers collect data by convergence or triangulation of quantitative data, and also use qualitative method in the form of descriptive detail with the reason to better understand the problem of the research. Next slide. So who were the participants? The participants in this study were 35 non-specialist English students from a Hindu education department, which consists of 25 female students and 10 male students. The participant received an English course as a compulsory course. The student studied to teach Hinduism as part of compulsory religious education in Indonesia. Next slide. How was the data collected? The data was collected by conducting a structured interview with students, giving a 5-point Likert scale questionnaire for example, 1 means strongly disagree, to 5, which is interpreted as strongly agree. This questionnaire also has 15 items with 3 dimensions. The first is about student perception of the given learning video. The second is about the impact contained in the video, and the third is about the implementation of the video. So that's all about my explanation. The next presentation about, next slide. What instrument were used will be explained by the next presenter. Juli, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. And as the third presenter, I will continue the material. The question is, what instrument were used? The answer is, the instrument used were questionnaire and semi-structured interview. For the first questionnaire, data collection were carried out by means of questionnaire, where the questionnaire used is a 5-point Likert scale questionnaire with responses ranging from strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree, and consists of 15 items based on 3 dimensions. The questionnaire was first piloted on 30 students from any other in-text class from the same department who were also taught English using video production. And the second one was interview. The interview used was structured with students. In this interview process, we explore further the quantitative data assigned from the questionnaire. Next slide, please. How was the data analyzed? The answer is, the resulting data from the questionnaire were tablets and the items in each dimension were ranked based on their means. The data was analyzed by using descriptive statistics to get a summary of the data. What analysis technique? The answer is measure of central tendency using means, or appearing determine a subject overall trends by defining the sum of a list of number by the number of items in the list. Next, please. Okay, for the next presenter, the time is yours. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the time that given to me. Before continue with review the article, let me introduce myself. My name is Kadek Sriadiningsih as the fourth presenter. As for the review that I will bring, there are result and discussion. The first is, what were the most important findings? Studies 36 English major undergraduate during a semester-long video production in the form of video blog. Out of the 14 speaking performance skill rated, 6 skill exhibited the most important: introduction, projection, posture, intonation, purpose, and conclusion skill for Hang and Kwang 2015. The next slide, please. Okay, the next is what the hypothesis supported or not. What were the answer to the research question? Supported because the hypothesis a temporary answer to problem that is still a presumption in the sense of it still has to be proven true. And the next slide. Okay, the next is what were the answer to the research question. The first is student perception of the impact of a video production on their English learning. The questionnaire administered so that the students have an overall positive perception of video production impact on their English learning with a dimension mean of 407. This mention investigate student perception of video production impact on their reading, listening, speaking, writing, and understanding of grammatical rule. Next is the student perception of the impact of a video production on their motivation to learn English in the future. For the research, This is one of the focal point of the research. Changing student attitude and view toward English and English learning is the first step to mastery. And the last one, student perception of the implementation of a video production. Science video production in the past required specialist equipment, skill set, and a big budget. It is crucial to know whether the student consider it to be so in today's context. The questionnaire results indicate that students have a positive perception of video production implementation in learning English, as can be seen from the overall mean of 429. And the last one, how does the author explain this result? The results show that the participant managed to produce a wide range of a video with varying degrees of approach to the audience as well as a quality, and that the participant worked well with the digital literacy learning. Okay, that's all for me. Next will be explained by the next presenter. Unique time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time that given to me. I am the last presenter. Okay, the problem is this article is that it is a teaching technique that, when used properly, will help students learn the subject matter and address the diverse cognitive, social, and technological needs of 21 student teachers and learners. Previous studies of the effect of video production on second language learning have provided empirical evidence of its positive impacts, especially on learners' oral competence. Okay, next slide. Are there any important limitations? An important limitation in this article is that as for speaking skills. The study found that students consider speaking skill as the second most effort skill by video productions. Watching source material videos also gives that student many opportunities to improve their listening conversation skills. In general, this result provided empirical evidence that video production as the point tells to help students develop more than just their speaking skills. Next slide. Okay, the last question is ANK recommendations. The main purpose of this article is to find of student perfections about the implementation of video productions. Science video production in the past required specialist equipment, experts, and little budgets. Next slide. In conclusion, the results of this study indicate that students have positive perception about the impact of video production on their English language skills. Their video production improves their reading, speaking, writing, listening, and grammatical understanding skills. The findings also show that video production increases students' motivation to learn English in the future by providing a fun and enjoyable learning experience, challenge process, and satisfying results. In education, it is also interesting to study the preparation of teachers and students, preparation of video production to see if there is a harmony of distance between the preparation and the results. This research was conducted in all public universities in the province of Bali and was conducted with a total of 35 students, including 25 female students and 10 male students. Okay, that's all about our material. The time I continue to the moderators. Moderators, time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's all about our presentation. If in our group have any mistake, we do apologize. Thank you for your attention. We will close with Paramasanti. Om Santi 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 Om.